There is a test that most people fail instantly. Sit in a room alone. Close the door. Turn off your phone. Just sit there for 15 minutes. Do nothing. Can you do it? For the modern human, this is torture. Blaise Pascal famously said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." You are terrified of silence. Why? Because when the noise stops, when the Instagram scrolling stops, when the fake conversations stop, you are left with the one person you have been running from your whole life, yourself. You fill your ears with podcasts so you don't have to hear your own thoughts. You fill your schedule with busy work so you don't have to face your own emptiness. You call it being social. The Stoic calls it cowardice. You are running away from your own soul. But here is the truth. A man who cannot be alone is a slave to everyone else. If you need company to feel okay, you are vulnerable. Anyone can manipulate you just by threatening to leave. Today, on Philostrion, we are going to face the silence. We are going to transform your loneliness into solitude. We are going to teach you how to become a dangerous man who is perfectly content in the dark. Law number 1. Know the difference. Loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness is a poverty of the self. It is saying, I am not enough. I need someone else to complete me. It is a desperate hunger. Solitude is the richness of the self. It is saying, I am enough. I enjoy my own company. It is a feast. You can be lonely in a crowded room. In fact, that is the worst kind of loneliness. But you can be completely at peace while alone in a desert. The Stoic goal is not to isolate yourself from society forever. The goal is to be independent of it. If you are alone and you feel lonely, it means you are in bad company. It means you have not cultivated a mind that is interesting to talk to. You are bored with yourself. Think about how insulting that is. I am so boring that I cannot stand to be with myself for 10 minutes. Fix the relationship with yourself. Become the kind of person you would want to hang out with, read, think, build. When your inner world is rich, you never feel lonely. You carry a universe inside you. Law number 2. Stop eating mental junk. Why is your mind so chaotic? Why can't you sit still? Because you are addicted to other people's thoughts. Every time you open social media, you are letting thousands of strangers defecate in your brain. Their opinions, their anger, their vanity, their fears. You consume it all. And then you wonder why you are anxious. Seneca warned about the dangers of the crowd. He said, I never bring back home the same character that I took with me. When you are constantly connected, you lose your original shape. You become a blend of everyone else. Solitude is the detox. Solitude is the only place where you can hear your own voice. You need to disconnect to reconnect. The Stoic practices strategic withdrawal, not because he hates people, but because he needs to wash the mud off his soul. Stop letting the world rent space in your head for free. Evict them, close the gates, reclaim your mental territory. Law number 3. Greatness is a solo sport. Look at history. Look at the men you admire. Every single one of them spent massive amounts of time alone. Jesus went into the desert. Buddha sat under the tree. Newton invented calculus while in isolation during a plague. Even modern CEOs and athletes speak of the zone, a place of deep, solitary focus. Nothing great was ever created by a committee. Committees create average. Committees create compromise. Greatness is forged in the fire of solitude. If you want to achieve something exceptional, a business, a physique, a masterpiece, you must be willing to walk away from the herd. The herd is slow. The herd is distracted. The herd wants you to stay average so they feel comfortable. To ascend, you must cut the rope. You must be willing to be the tiger, not the sheep. The tiger is solitary, but he is not lonely. He is on a mission. Use your alone time to sharpen your claws. Use it to strategize. While they are partying, you are plotting. That is the power of the empty room. Law number 4, take off the mask. When you are with people, you are always performing. Even with your best friends, you are wearing a subtle mask. You are filtering your words. You are managing your body language. You are trying to be accepted. It is exhausting. It drains your battery. Solitude is the only time you are truly free. When no one is watching, you don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to smile. You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be polite. You can just be. This radical freedom is essential for mental health. If you are always on, you will burn out. You need time to be off. Schopenhauer said, "A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom. For it is only when he is alone that he is really free." Do not view solitude as a punishment. View it as the moment you get to take off the heavy costume you wear for society. Breathe. Relax the muscles of your face. Enjoy the luxury of not being perceived by anyone. Law number 5, emotional autarky. The Stoics aimed for autarky, self-rule, self-sufficiency. If your happiness depends on the presence of others, you are a slave. I need a girlfriend to be happy. You are a slave to women. I need my friends to like me. You are a slave to validation. What happens if they leave? What happens if they die? What happens if they betray you? You are destroyed because you built your house on someone else's land. The Stoic builds his house on his own land. He loves his friends. He loves his family. But he does not need them to survive emotionally. Epictetus taught that we should love things as if they are fragile, as if they could be taken away at any moment. When you master the art of being alone, you become invincible. If people stay, good. I enjoy them. If people leave, good. I enjoy myself. You cannot threaten a man who is comfortable in his own company. You have no leverage over him. This is the ultimate position of strength. Law number 6. You are never truly alone. The Stoics believed in the cosmopolis, the city of the universe. They believed that the rational mind is connected to the logos, the universal reason. When you step away from human chatter, you are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into a different kind of conversation. Go into nature. Look at the stars. Look at the ocean. Do you feel lonely there? No. You feel connected. You feel small but significant. You realize that you are part of a massive living organism. Loneliness is a human construct. It comes from the ego. Why is no one looking at me? When you dissolve the ego in nature, the loneliness vanishes. Marcus Aurelius often wrote his meditations while on campaign, alone in his tent, surrounded by darkness. He wasn't lonely. He was conversing with the universe. Replace the noise of gossip with the silence of the stars. You will find that the silence is actually quite loud, with wisdom. Law number 7, the final truth. Why must you learn to be alone? Because you were born alone, and you will die alone. Even if you are surrounded by a weeping family on your deathbed, the experience of death is yours alone. No one can walk through that door with you. If you have spent your whole life running from solitude, death will be terrifying. It will be the ultimate isolation. But if you have made friends with solitude, if you have spent a lifetime visiting the inner chambers of your soul, then death is just another moment of quiet. You are training for the end. You are building the spiritual muscle to face the unknown without holding someone's hand. Do not fear the solitude. Embrace it. It is your nature. Go to your room. Close the door. Sit. Don't move. Face the stranger in the mirror. Get to know him. He is the only person who will be with you from the first breath to the last. Make peace with him. Ascend.